Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. For our visitors, we like to tell you what's going on in our town government. We have a very active town government. Our residents are quite involved. And for our residents, just giving you an update because you already know what's going on for the most part, I think. Seems like you do. At our weekly Board of Selectmen's meeting this week, we had, it was a long meeting. I'm not going to deny that. We had a lot of discussion about a few things, including the fire station project. So, we have an appropriation that we've gone to town meeting for 2 times. We have a $17 million appropriation. Our bids came in higher than the construction budget. And with the other contracts that are associated with the project, the architect's contract, the owner's project manager contract, the soft costs for furniture and things, to make a long story short, we have about a $1.3 million shortfall. So we were talking about what our options are, which range from rebidding, which nobody likes that idea because you're probably not going to get a lower bid, to signing the contract and finding the money, to not doing the project. So there's not a great option here. But to make a long story short, well, back in November at the special town meeting, we increased the appropriation by $2 million. At that time, it was felt that that would be sufficient for the project. But it obviously is not. Now, this is happening all over the region with municipal projects. There's a lot of competition, and in a place like this especially, contractors know that they know what the appropriation is. In a place like Nantucket, I don't know, do they think, oh, Nantucket, they'll just be able to get more money? And this came up at the meeting. This was a discussion.
Of course it was.
You know, it's a crapshoot.
Well, why not just bid it out again just for the hell of it?
We talked about that. Well, we talked about that. It definitely delays the project, and there will ultimately be some extent of additional cost because you're not going to just rebid it. You would redesign it. There's no sense in just rebidding the existing project. And if we're going to redesign it, you know, are we going to be compromising what we're trying to accomplish with this project, which is a larger facility because we are totally outgrown the current facility, and a more modern facility to facilitate operations and create efficiencies, better response time, things like that. That would all go away. Why would we even bother? So anyway, like I say, to make a long story short, we're going to sign the contract and we're going to try to find additional funds, existing additional funds. They're probably going to have to be appropriated at some point by town meeting, but it won't be an override like it has been before. So we had a lot of talk about that. We had a bit more discussion about the Boulevard reconstruction project, and that's about to go out to bid, so that was fine.
And what are we looking at for that, just for...
That's a reconstruction of the Boulevard from Surfside Road, a little bit down to Clifford Street, and a little bit of part of Lover's Lane. We've been talking about it for a while.
And when would that start? That
would start in the fall, and also there is a bike path planned with it. So actually, nice. The bike path might be an alternate, but anyway.
Would it be a bike path that would...
run alongside.
And until when would it end? At Surfside?
It would end at, well, it would run between Surfside Road and the end of the boulevard, like at Clifford Street.
That's what I mean, yeah. So all the way to the end of the beach, right there.
No, not the beach.
No, it would not go.
No, we're not going to the beach here. They were ending at Clifford Street.
Oh, is that where the turn off is to get the skyline?
Pretty much. Well, that's where the turn off is to, just Lovers and Nobodier.
Okay.
Okay, we also had a discussion about ballot questions. Okay, so we have a special town meeting scheduled for October 17th. We had talked about 3 projects that were going to require debt exclusions, meaning we need additional funds, or we need funds for these projects, including the Matticat Sewer project, the Island Home, and some additional funds for the school, which actually were already voted. That won't be on the special town meeting, but it needs an election vote. I hope this isn't too confusing, because it gets a little confusing, but it's really kind of straightforward. But anyway, so normally, these things would require a ballot vote, and we would schedule a special election following the town meeting. At a special town meeting, you have to have the election within 90 days. We were hoping to piggyback on the presidential election ballot, which is in November. Municipalities can have their own questions on there, up to 3, but you have to get approval from the Secretary of State's office, and you have to have your questions in by August 3rd. So there are a couple of things that are still a little bit up in the air, and we feel that if we try to push this August 3rd date, what if we don't do the project, or what if the project is modified and it requires a modification of the ballot question? It's already going to be on the ballot. So we decided we're going to schedule our own special election so that we can have some flexibility in the ballot questions and when we have it. So we're talking about having it maybe either between the special town meeting and the November election, or sometime in November after the presidential election, or sometime in December. Not worked out yet. So, but we're not going to do the presidential ballot thing. Would have saved a little money, but timing-wise and flexibility-wise, it just wasn't really, it wasn't working out.
Can we have more questions on the ballot then?
Yes, and we can have more questions on the ballot. I don't think we will,
right.
but potentially, yes, you can. The other big news is we were planning to put an appropriation for Our Island Home on the special town meeting and the ballot. And in light of, this is a moving target, the Island Home. There are a lot of things that need to be pinned down in order to answer many of the questions that the public has about the project, the location. The board has already voted to have the location of it be at the Sherburne Commons site. However, there are operational issues, there are zoning issues, there are archaeological issues. All of those things have to be worked out, and they're not going to be worked out before a special town meeting in October. So to give us time to work them out, we're going to push that off to the annual town meeting. And in between now and then, I'm sure that we will have public forums. We will be issuing, FAQs, frequently asked questions, and other documents about this. So that was the other big news. The big thing, though, on the agenda turned out to be new or amended licenses for the White Elephant, Common Victualler, Entertainment, and Liquor. Now, the White Elephant is redoing it. It's called the White Elephant Residences, actually, and it's where the Harbor House used to be, for people who know that. It sounds like it's more of a venue for events, and there was a lot of abutter concern. This has already gone through the planning board, so much of this
location
project,
is where?
It's on North Water and Easton and South Beach. That block down there where the Harbor House used to be.
Okay.
Do you follow?
The Harbor House.
Yeah, remember the Harbor House?
Oh yeah, that was all before that. What was it called? It was the Mad Hatter.
Well, the Mad Hatter's on the corner there. Oh. Yeah, it was the Mad Hatter on the corner there. Yeah, but that and backing, all the stuff behind it.
Oh, okay.
Now, you remember?
Yeah. Now I do. Of course.
Got it. You just got to think it through.
Right.
Anyway.
I haven't heard it called the Harbor House in so long.
I know, but it confuses people. For people who've been here, when you say the White Elephant, you think the White Elephant.
Yeah, you do.
Down the road,
right.
not. Anyway.
Okay, so they want to.
So they've already been to the planning board, and much of their project has already been approved, but these licenses are required from the Board of Selectmen. So the neighbors came in and they had a lot of concerns, and when your house is right next to something like that, you're going to be concerned. So the board let them express their concerns extensively. And the only thing that didn't get approved was the entertainment license, because the board wanted to see more of a diagram of what is happening where specifically in these buildings at the site. So that's going to go on our next meeting. We don't have a meeting next week, the 27th. Our next meeting is August 3rd, and I don't even have the agenda for that yet, so that'll have to wait.
Yep.
And
so that's it, huh?
It's summer, Gino. It's busy. I don't see any prospects for a walk-by today.
No.
Do you? No, I should have set one up.
Have you spent any time at the beach, Libby?
A little, not as much as I've wanted to. I made a stupid mistake last weekend. The day was really, really hot. Saturday, probably the best beach day of the entire year.
Yeah.
I decided that Sunday was going to be just like that, so I did all my house things on Saturday.
Oh.
And then Sunday was less than ideal, shall we say?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try not to make that mistake again. I get panicky on the weekends about getting all my house things done before I go off and do anything.
Yeah.
And I know I have to put that aside, but it's very difficult.
Are you a surfer?
No, I'm a paddleboarder.
Ooh.
I'm
How long you had
this
that?
morning. Well, I borrowed somebody's paddleboard last year, and I got my own this year.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. I love it.
Where do you
It's great.
go?
I've been going to Washington Street. That's a popular
so you
paddleboarding
like it really
place.
quiet.
Well, I do, but I want to try the South Shore, but not when it's too overly wavy. When it's
Yeah.
calm. I went to Dionis yesterday. It was pretty windy out there. Sometimes it's not that fun when it's really, really windy. And I'm not that good that I can stand up when it's really windy.
Is it easy to do? No? I mean, if you.
I think it's fairly easy.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to have some balance, but once you get used to it, you practice it. It's a good workout, I think. And it's really, I try to go really early in the morning, like at 5:30 or earlier, or 6-ish.
Is it a hassle carrying that thing around because it's so big?
It's big. The one I have is pretty light. I can get it on my car by myself. It's not a pretty sight putting it on there or taking it off.
Okay.
But and I broke the antenna on my car, and I gouged something yesterday. It's awkward. But it's not. I went to Water Tower Beach yesterday actually, and there's a hike to go down to the beach from the parking lot.
Right, you got to drag it.
You go. Well, I carried it, but that's a workout too.
Sure it is.
You just say, okay, it's a workout.
All right.
Are you a surfer?
No.
Yeah.
Harry is.
Oh, I bet Harry is.
Skimboarding and surfing now.
Yeah.
We got a new surfboard coming for him, so we'll see.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, well, all that's awesome. I thought that guy was a walk by, but he's not.
All right.
Don't know him.
Let's set him up for next.
Okay, so thanks very much. See you next time.